We also have a member benefit called Everyday Money. Because of the relationship that you build with your client, they're going to ask you questions that you may not be comfortable in answering. How to deal with identity theft. I'm a victim. What do I do now? I want to put together a balanced budget. I have credit card debt. What do I do? Well, you may not have those answers readily available to you, but you do have an opportunity to join middle-aged clientele. But we take care of the young and the old alike. Now, some of our member benefits focus in on families and family-based. We have the orphan benefit. In the event that both parents pass away, each child under the age of 18 will receive $900 per month per child. And they will continue to receive that amount until they hit age 18, they become self-sufficient, or they end up getting married, or on one of our scholarships. We have 2 scholarships, the Orphan Scholarship. In the event that that student loses one parent, both parents, or a single parent, they can have access of up to $6,000 per year, renewable for 4 years. Then we have a competitive scholarship. The competitive scholarship, you do not have to lose a parent in order to apply for, but there is an application process. They have to have better than a 2.8 grade point average, and they have to have over 40 hours of community service in the last 2 years to apply. We give out 250 of these scholarships away each year within North America. They're open to all members, spouses of members, children of members, and grandchildren of members. So even though if you are working in the final expense burial senior life market, you can talk to them about their grandkids. Now, I know when I talked about the orphan monthly payment, the orphan benefit, and the orphan scholarship, that may not apply to your general clientele because they no longer have kids under the age of 18. But they probably have grandchildren. And when you're talking to them about the grandchildren, they're going to start referring you to see their children and children-in-laws in order to get themselves and their grandchildren covered. More referrals to you. Also, you may have grandparents that want to buy something on their grandchildren. Besides our final expense burial, we also have term, UL, and par whole life that really adds to a great foundation and a scenario for you to be more successful. I already know you're successful because you're on the line right now listening to how you can better yourself. And that's really what I want to give you. It's not so much sales techniques, but the opportunity to make you more marketable, to make you more successful. So let's shift gears and let's talk product for a second. When we talk about our Plan Right, the Foresters Plan Right product, which is that final expense senior life type product, well, it's really geared for those clients that are 60 plus. Yes, you can write it from 55 to 85, but it's really 60 plus is the target market. Clients that don't want to go through full underwriting. They don't want to be prodded and poked. They want a real nice and easy opportunity. And at Foresters, we have that. We have 3 plans built into the one product: level, graded, modified. Level, 100% death benefit as of day 1. It is the lowest rates for your most healthy clients. We typically look that product is issued to a Table 6 underwriting. Now, the reason we talk about it that way is because most other carriers, for their level plans, they go 4 tables. We'll go to Table 6, 2 more tables, and we're still competitively priced. We have the graded plan. We take a look that is typically issued to a Table 12 rating. Now, if your client dies within the first year on a graded plan, they will receive the greater of return of premium plus 4.5% or 30% of the death benefit. In the second 12 months, they will receive the greater of return of premium plus 4.5% or 70% of their death benefit. After the second year, they'll receive 100% of their death benefit. And finally, the modified plan. We take a look that is typically issued to a table 20. So no, this is not a guaranteed issue type product, but it is very liberal. It's open to a lot of clientele. And on the modified plan, if the client dies within the first 2 years, they're going to receive return of premium plus 10% accrued daily and compounded. After the 24th month, they're going to receive their death benefit. Now, as you can see, if a client has a graded or modified plan and they die within the first 2 years, they may not receive 100% of their death benefit. However, we have added the accidental death provision on graded and modified plans at no additional cost. So therefore, if your client has a graded or modified plan and they die of what we will term an accidental death in the first 2 years, we'll give them 100% of their death benefit. We also have a common carrier accidental death rider included on all three plans at no additional cost. If your client qualified for the level plan, they can add an accidental death rider at an increased cost if they so choose. Now, remember we were talking about the member benefits? Here's the key. If your client purchases between $2,000, which is the minimum face amount, up to $9,999 of coverage, they become a member of Foresters, but they may not receive all of the member benefits. So therefore, they need to purchase at least $10,000 or more of plan right in order to receive all of the member benefits. Now, you can sell this product, as I mentioned, from anybody from 50 to 85 on the level and graded plans, 50 to 80 on the modified. Now, it is age last birthday, so therefore, if you have a client who's 85 and 360 days, they can still qualify for the level or graded plans because they have yet to hit their 86th birthday. Now, the maximum amounts depend on tobacco, male tobacco, female non-tobacco, female tobacco. We define tobacco use as any nicotine product used within the last 12 months. Now, let's talk a little bit about the application itself, because the application is very robust. It's going to, as you go through it, sort of take you down a path as to where your client may qualify. The reason being is that Section A, there's three sections. Section A is the pre-qualifier. So if they answer yes to any of the questions within Section A, that's the no-go. Take the application, tear it up, go to a guaranteed issue product. But most of your clients are going to make it through Section A. So move on to Section B. If they answer yes to a question in Section B, they may qualify for the modified plan. If they answer no to the questions in A and B, but yes to a question in Section C, they may qualify for the graded plan. And if they answer no to all the questions, they may qualify for the level plan. At this point, take the application, which is a paper app, and you're seeing the clients face-to-face, and flip it over. Have them sign it at this point. You're halfway done. You're now going to pick up the phone, and you're going to telephone interview along with the application. As soon as you send that application into Foresters, we are going to match it up with the telephone interview. Now, our standard to issue is 2 days. However, 78% of our plan right applications are issued within the first 24 hours. It is that quick because for the most part, everything is done at that point of sale call with the application already filled out. And that telephone interview, you can do it in English or Spanish if you wish. So for those that are working in a Hispanic market, even though you must complete the application in English and the certificate is English, the opportunity to do the telephone interview in Spanish is awesome. Now, also, I will the same. Also, because many of your clients in this market are no longer working, you need to find out where they get paid from and how they're getting paid. Is it a settlement? Is it an annuity? Is it a pension plan? Is it Social Security? Now, for many of them, they will be on Social Security, and Social Security pays 4 times a month, on the 3rd of the month, and then on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Wednesday of the month. Now, you can find out which date they get paid. If they get paid the 3rd Wednesday of the month, when you talk about payment and you're doing a draft out of their banking account, you can put and designate the 3rd Wednesday of the month. So let's say they get paid on the 3rd of the month. You can write in there the 3rd of the month. But here's what I ask. Here we are, the 18th of the month. If they got paid on the 3rd of the month, how much money do you think they have in their account on the 5th of the month? Probably nothing. It's depleted. So on the 18th of the month, how much money do you think they have in their account? Less than nothing, probably. So if you were to write them up today, and you were to designate today's date for doing the draft or whenever we issue it, so let's say we issue it on the 20th, and we draft on the 20th, and they have no money, and it bounces and comes back as NSF, are we going to be able to double draft them next month? No. So what we have is the opportunity of not only setting up that preferred draft date, but to future date it. So therefore, you can tell that client, here's what we're going to do. Is you get paid on the 3rd, we're going to set that up for the 3rd. So if you were to write them today on March 18th and it gets issued March 19th, you can say, we will have the draft on April 3rd. Now, one of our best brochures is our expanded brochure. It's second to none. The reason being, it's not one of those tiny trifolds that most carriers hand out. This is 8.5 by 11. It's the expanded PlanRight brochure. And then on the back, there's white space for you to put in your client's name, what product and plan they got, how much they got, and how much you are going to draft and when you will draft. And at the top, you can put your name, your email address, your phone number. All are very important. That person is going to love on that, and they're going to hold it like that is their certificate. But you can tell them in the next week to 10 days, they're going to receive their certificate from Foresters. And when they do, to put this information with that certificate. The reason that you want that handled in that manner is because if someone comes in after looking at what they purchased, whether it's a caregiver or a son or a daughter, you want them calling you in order to handle what they had purchased. At Foresters, we are focused on you as our field force because the success that we see could not have been there without you. We enjoy the value of the relationships that we have. Once you get appointed with Foresters, you're going to have access to our website, www.foresters.com. You're going to have your own individual login. Go in. You can get further training. You can order supplies. You can track your business. We also have a sales desk, 866-466-7166, extension 1. They are there Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I call them phone a friend. If you need something, you have a question, you're sitting with a client and they have a question that you don't know the answer to. Call our sales desk. Call your phone a friend. How do you figure out the quotes, especially for this product? We have an open website, www.foresterscalculator.com. FORESTERSCALCULATOR.com. ForestersCalculator.com. And also, don't forget, go onto the App Store and get the Foresters Biz mobile app. If you go into the App Store and you just put Foresters Biz, it'll pull up. So as I wrap up, I want to thank you all. And Joe, you and your group, Kenny especially, Jay, for giving me this opportunity to get in front of your field force, to talk a little bit more about Foresters, the opportunity, and truly the advantage that you have. Because I believe our Plan Right product in the final expense senior life burial is second to none. But really, 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 what makes the product blossom is the advantages we have with our member benefits. Do not underestimate how important they are, because that is really what is going to help you be more successful. So, Joe, I want to thank you again this morning. I'm sorry for our call earlier that we just totally lost each other. But I hope that the information, I know it's a lot of information in a short amount of time that I gave this morning, is worthwhile enough that you are going to see the opportunity come back to you.
Thank you, sir. If anybody's got any questions, I'm sorry. Am I still muted? No. Can you hear me? Bruce, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Joe. Yeah, I can hear you.
And Jay thought I was muted. Okay, thank you very much. If anybody has any questions, do a *2. Jay will open you up. But right now I have a gentleman that sent in a text earlier who's a Spanish speaker down here in Florida. When you want to do point of sale in Spanish, do you call up and say, I need a Spanish-speaking person, or is you got to set up and call back later?
No, you can call right into the number and tell them that you need a Spanish interviewer.
Okay.
And they should have one. Good. They should have one within short order.
Okay. And the second part of the question was approximately how long is your point of sale?
You know, Joe, here's one of the great things. That interview takes 9 to 11 minutes. So once you finish that application, that telephone interview, because all they're doing is they're just going through the same health questions that you asked, and it's bada bing, bada boom. And the reason that it takes 9 minutes is because they have to gain the information from the MIB and the prescription check in order to put that into the decision engine.
Okay. Jason, we have a question from somebody. Who is it? Sean Mortimer, good morning, sir. You're on the air.
Good morning. Thanks for your time, guys. Quick question for you, Bruce. Does Foresters have a no lapse UL with a level premium for life?
No, we don't have a guaranteed no lapse. What we do have is we have the Smart UL, which actually has a 10-year no lapse, but it's a cash accumulation UL with a guaranteed interest rate of 2%, and we're currently paying 4.10. It's called the Smart UL.
Okay, yeah, I got a couple questions on that. We have to look a little more into Foresters. So, all right, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
No problem. And Sean, your best bet, if you want more information on the Smart UL, call into our sales support desk, and they can absolutely help you. They can run illustrations for you and show you how how it can really be maneuvered. But when we talk about the UL, I know some people look at the guaranteed no lapse. With ours, it gives a better interest rate typically than most other guarantee ULs, especially after what happened in last December and typically wiped up most people's earnings in index ULs through 2018
Sure.
But it gives you that guarantee, and then the guarantee of 10-year no lapse.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Sean. Bruce, I thought, if my memory's correct, and I think I'm right, but I may be wrong. Can't you go to the Smart UL, to the little drop box, and hit death benefit to age 100, and that will guarantee the program to last to the client's 100 years old? Is that correct?
It does. Yeah, Joe, it does give it a opportunity, but that would be on the, on it earning nothing. And so, therefore, because the product is really a cash accumulation UL versus a no lapse, that's why we have to present it that way. But you're absolutely right. The way that the UL, if you continue to fund it at the full value, then it is going to be as close to a no lapse as possible.
Okay, good. Okay, great.
We legally cannot present it that way, if you understand what I mean.
Yes, sir. Okay, I've got another text over here from somebody. The member benefits, I know that we have it available to the folks with you. Can you some of the member benefits that Jake has at fingertips and shoot it out to all of the folks that are on the call who do not have foresters? They can get like a little flavor of more details of what you went over. Can you send that to Jay or somebody else?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to only just get surface level, but get in depth a little bit more information.
Okay. Another text just came in just now. If an agent is here in the United States, I don't know if you know the answer here. Can they sell in Canada? Do they have to get a non-res? Can a United States citizen who's contracted with you in the United States, can they sell in Canada or the United States, or that's not special?
No, unfortunately, that's it's three different countries, different entities. So all of our products, all of our services are specifically, as we discussed today, just for the United States.
Okay.
If there's anything else that they would like to talk about in regards to Canada or the United Kingdom, they would have to talk to the entity in that country.
Okay. So basically, you've got to have a license in that country on top of what we have here to at least go over and discuss it before you even think about selling.
Right. And they have totally different products, and they have different manners in which to sell.
Okay. Good. Okay. Anybody has any questions? Okay. As of now, no. Here's a quick question I've got on the common carrier. That automatically comes with the Plan Right program. Do they have to have the accidental rider first to get the common carrier, or is the common carrier automatically attached without the accidental rider added to the program?
Yeah, so on this product is that for all three plans, as long as it is approved in the client's resident state, the common carrier accidental death rider is included on it at no additional cost.
If you get a policy for $10,000, but the common carrier, they got it 20-30%.
No, there is. So the way it is that for ours is that, and it doesn't matter whatever the face amount is, because it's not a member benefits, it's actually a complimentary rider that we add. So whatever the face is that if they are involved and they are killed in a common carrier accident, that we will double their death benefit.
Okay. So, example, they have a policy with you for $10,000. Something happens in like an airplane mishap or something, their beneficiaries are going to get twice the amounts. They're going to get $20,000 as a free rider for common carrier with foresters.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Remember benefits you're going to send. The Spanish was asked. Common carriers, what I already asked. Else have any more questions? If you do, star 2, Jay will open it up. the actual the member benefits that you've had. They can get a living will. You also have one where they can also call in to have their income go over to the specialist on how they can handle their money a little bit better. Isn't that also one of the riders, Bruce?
What was that again?
Don't you have a program to where they can call in and speak to not like something like a money manager who can sit and say, okay, you need to spend less here to where you can get a program like this here? Is my memory right?
Right. Yeah, so what that's called is Everyday Money, in which they will talk to on a toll-free and confidential telephone-based financial helpline an accredited counselor. And that counselor can assist them with any financial questions that they may have. So it may not just be about, where shall I direct, my funds, how do I get myself out of debt, but it's also about putting together a budget, or if you're a victim of identity theft, what do you do?
Okay, so when we're visiting with somebody, we can go over some of the no-cost items, which, a matter of fact, if a client's talking about getting a policy for only $8,000, we can try to share the benefits that they can get, the Everyday Money, the free will, and they've got to get $10,000. So bump the client up a couple $1,000 to get the benefit. Client gets $2,000 more, and the agent makes premium.
Sure. And actually, to tell you the truth, Joe, is that what we see in the industry is the average face amount has been $8,800, but our average face amount is over $12,000. And it's not just because of our pricing, but because of also our member benefits.
I like that. Well, I only have which is very, very good. So I'm going to thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm very happy your phone was able to work today. I'll be called in from like maybe your shoe phone, but it's kind of like a little in the beginning when we were kind of like being able to speak to each other. So wow, available. The audio you can basically see in the video because Bruce's picture will not be on there. Will be up on YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel. So if there's something Bruce says that you hear it all, boom. Or you can call Foresters up. They've got a great desk to help you out on the stuff we spoke about, as well as underwriting for your clients. So with that said, thank you very much. Bruce, put you in the call. Thank you very much again.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe. Have a great day, and best wishes.
Bye-bye, guys.
The moderator has left the conference.